Hi, this is Steve Carlson. Well, it's November 3rd, 2014. I spent 6 weeks challenging the unconstitutional practice of keeping an Independence Party nominee for U.S. Senate out of 3 debates by first-term Senator Al Franken and political novice Mike McFadden. And I brought this all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, as you see from my website. Now, during those debates, the discussion moved from whether it's a train wreck, Obamacare is a train wreck, to Al Franken claiming that all he needs to do now with Obamacare is make sure that train wreck works as well as it can for every Minnesotan, to Honeywell being sued by the EEOC. Properly, I think, I would back the suit for carrying preventive care to the ultimate extreme, involving extensive and invasive blood tests, read DNA samples, and medical tests required of all employees and their families, I suppose. Certainly their spouses are being mandated to do this. And here's the kicker. Both Mike McFadden and Al Franken, your two duopoly choices for U.S. Senate, according to WCCO, according to NPR, and according to the Duluth News Tribune, they back this. Now I can tell you right now why McFadden backs this. He wants to be two peas in a pod with Al Franken. Tweedledee to Tweedledum and Dumber. So you can't tell them apart. He's positioning his campaign to be extremely moderate. And I'm going to make a few very short and to-the-point videos on other issues they've addressed in their so-called Senate candidate debates. McFadden began with, that's their right to do this to their employees, talking about Honeywell here. Hey, they want to save money, etc., etc. Apparently, they've never heard of HIPAA or discrimination based on the ADA or disabilities discrimination, and neither has Mike. Al backs it too, only his theory is, I'm squeamish about the blood test, Saturday Night Live canned laughter, but this is what we were trying to do with the ACA, preventive care. Amazing. This is truly Aldous Huxley's brave new world of so-called wellness. Translation: this is the kind of thing you can expect HHS to begin to require of all acceptable health plans for employers. I have a theory that Honeywell might be trying to scare Obama, so he won't allow the employer mandate to go into effect. But if I'm wrong, and Obama likes this, Pelosi likes this, or Hillary Clinton likes this, then I think you're going to see Keith Ellison and Al Franken saying all other so-called employer wellness plans are junk. And we need to be safe from them just as surely as from a soda pop. According to CBS News, who blacked out the Senate debate by excluding the Independence Party nominee, creating a train wreck of a candidate debate, 2 Minnesota employees have filed complaints. And actually, they're Minnesota employees against Honeywell, which is now headquartered in New Jersey, for its so-called wellness program. And the EEOC, Equal Employment Opportunities Commission, is suing to stop it. Honeywell ObamaCare extremists have shown the direction this Democrat train wreck is going. They, quote, require employees and their spouses to take blood and medical tests that check for smoking, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and other problems, unquote. Employees have until November 14th, 10 days after the 2014 Obamacare election, to undergo this testing. If they refuse, they can lose up to $4,000. That's the first time. Can you imagine how their promotions and careers will be affected by this out-of-control health plan if they continue to resist? CBS says if employees opt out of the tests, according to the documents, they can lose up to $1,500 in health savings account contributions, as well as face a $500 charge to their medical plan or a $1,000 tobacco surcharge. The tobacco surcharge can also be applied if an employee's spouse does not undergo the testing. Can you say incredible? And McFadden and Franken support this healthcare fascism, and Honeywell thinks it's frivolous to oppose it. Well, I say it's time to stop this train wreck now. Even Joe Daley of Hamlin Law School says the Honeywell plan raises some serious question, and this guy is pro-employer, pro-discrimination. The EEOC has requested that Honeywell suspend the testing requirements while an investigation takes place. Honeywell has refused. Honeywell said their plan is sanctioned by both HIPAA and the Affordable Care Act, ObamaCare. But Daley says the plan may violate other federal laws. The American with Disabilities Act says straight out, an employer cannot inquire about my disabilities, unquote, Daley said. Well, Honeywell is doing it, and Franken says it's fine, and McFadden says it's their right. I think Daley is pretty close to correct on this one, although there is no justice in the justice system, and is a crapshoot, and could go either way. What this definitely does prove is Washington is out of control. This is the same healthcare madness that Pelosi, Franken, and Obama started. That's because there's an employer mandate that is going to require employers to do this. Do we still really want this? Mike? Al? This is Steve Carlson. I don't want it. And I approve this message. For those of you who are concerned with healthcare, I understand this stuff. I can see, unlike big national parties, that they have crossed the line, and we have to step back. And you can take that step backward by voting for me for U.S. Senate at the top of your ballot on November 4th. On this one, there can be no doubt that we want to take our country back to reality and healthcare sanity. And I would say pre-Obama sanity. Thanks for watching, and please vote. There is a lot at stake.